In the past 2-3 years, Netflix has been consistently innovative and entertaining at the same time. I have active and recurrent subscriptions for Netflix, Amazon Prime Video and Disney Plus Hotstar. Prime Video is mediocre at best. Even with some exceptional content, sometimes weeks go by and I don't log into Prime. Disney Plus Hotstar is a whole different story altogether. It has the lowest volume of contents, but with original programming of Disney, HBO and Star channels, it is premium in its own way. Netflix, however, never stops to amaze me. Hello, namaskar, welcome, swagatam. So Netflix brought to its catalog another movie which I had heard nothing about. But the premise and the thumbnail were enough to intrigue me into watching it. As I discuss the movie, which goes by two different names, I welcome you to Tinsel Talk, where I share my views on the latest and the best in the world of movies and shows, especially the content available on streaming. And you can connect with Tinsel Talk by subscribing to my channel, The Versatile Doctor, and clicking this bell icon for instantaneous updates. Today I am talking about SAS, The Rise of Black Swan. This is a British action thriller movie originally released in March by Sky Cinemas in the UK by the name SAS Red Notice. In this title, the acronym SAS stands for the Special Forces Unit of British Army, Special Air Service. And Red Notice is the title of the book written by Andy McNabb back in 2012 with the protagonist Tom Buckingham. The character was reprised in novels Fortress and State of Emergency later. But the title of the movie Red Notice got swapped for Rise of the Black Swan when Netflix decided to add it to its catalog. I can only think of one reason for this: to avoid confusion with the upcoming star-studded action thriller Red Notice, which is due to be released later this year, I think in November.
I'm getting to the good part.
But let's leave the story behind the title for a bit and delve into the story of the movie. The basic premise of the movie is the old story of a government doing shady things, then trying and failing to cover it up, and the repercussions and the collateral damage when the cleanup goes sideways. The British government sanctions a dark ops unit, the Black Swans, to persuade people to leave their village to make way for a gas pipeline construction.
Great.
I just need that village cleared today, all right?
If they refuse, cut their tongues out.
Peaceful negotiations didn't work, so there was a bloodbath and the whole thing gets public through a phone shot video uploaded on social media. Now, the Prime Minister is at a tight spot. Wanting to wash his hands off this whole situation, he sanctions the elimination of the Swan unit.
If she exposes what we've done, this is a very big problem for me. Get down there and kill her.
And the elimination didn't go as planned, making the Swans more angry and desperate.
Grace isn't dead, boss.
The Swans, led by Grace Lewis, hatch a plan to exact revenge and to expose the system, the government that used them. The plan is a crazy hijack of a Eurostream train en route to Paris from London, inside the Channel Tunnel. Now, Channel Tunnel or Eurotunnel is the longest underwater train tunnel in the world, connecting Great Britain with France. In the real world, it runs the high-speed Eurostar passenger trains, but in the movie, the name of the train is Eurostream.
Major breaking news, the Eurostream train has been hijacked.
The hijack would have gone without any hitch if not for the fact that the protagonist, a Special Forces operator Tom Buckingham, was on the same train with his doctor girlfriend Sophie Hart.
Surprise. First class ticket to Paris.
Soon, Tom is pitted against the entire team of mercenaries and shows some great combat skills, clever timing and extreme endurance to neutralize the threats one by one. All this while on the outside, the government has sent special forces teams. They try hostage negotiation and when that fails, plain and simple assault, but all in vain. The government ultimately caves in and agrees to pay a huge ransom and give free passage.
The Prime Minister can wire $500 million ransom to an account of my designation.
Then all that stands between Grace Lewis and her Swan team and freedom and riches is the love and determination of Tom Buckingham.
I have to find Sophie.
player in the battle space. He's armed and skilled.
Now let me be very clear, the movie isn't an instant classic or anything. It has been compared to Die Hard and I do see the similarities in many ways, but it is not Die Hard. The story has its own set of cliches and plot holes and unexplained motivations, but the most important thing, the major plot driver of the movie, a gas pipeline,
this one carries gas to homes across the UK.
that is very much reminiscent of the James Bond movie The World Is Not Enough. The difference being the pipeline in James Bond movie was an oil pipeline and wasn't complete. This one in SAS Red Notice is a completed highly pressurized gas pipeline. And this element led to one of the most weird moments in the movie, in my opinion. Just like in the movie The World Is Not Enough, people use a specialized rig, a sled, to travel inside the pipeline, which is fine. Even though I would have liked a few lines explaining what the rig was and how it operated.
You know how to drive one of these things?
Doesn't exactly take a degree in nuclear physics.
Then the protagonist travels the same distance with another similar sled. I don't know how he knew what the sled was and how to operate it, unless he found a manual somewhere. Anyway, he converges right behind the villain in the nick of time for the final fight scene. There is one good element of an insider, a mole, in the special forces, which turned out to be a surprise. But the reveal made no sense. If you stop to ask why this special forces agent would have sided with the extreme measures of the Black Swans, even when their hijack has led to significant loss of innocent civilian life, it doesn't make sense at all. And it doesn't help that he keeps on saying, I agreed to help you, but I didn't sign up for this. Anyway, the story's main characters, Tom and Grace, their motivations are based on psychopathy. And when you read about it, you realize that the author of the source material, Andy McNabb, has expressed himself being a psychopath, a highly functioning, calculating, cold individual who lacks empathy and is unable to interact socially and doesn't really make normal human connections. Now, in the movie, both Grace and Tom are psychopaths, but the movie deals with the action element of the story so much that the very first thing that is said when the movie starts, the thing about psychopaths, it is hardly explored, except in snippets. In fact, if the psychopathic angle wasn't mentioned at all in the story, it wouldn't have made a huge difference. That is not to say the movie as a whole isn't entertaining. I really liked it for the most part, and it is a good watch. The part before the train hijack and the part during the hijack are all nice. I didn't really like the final one-to-one fight between Grace and Tom. Well, because that fight was not exciting at all. Tom was injured, tired, shot and stabbed, but he prevailed over Grace for no other reason than because he is the hero of the movie. The connection between Tom and his girlfriend Sophia was good. Nothing extraordinary, but their fate after the conflict, that was interesting to watch. Sam Hugan, who plays Tom, and Hannah John Kamen, who plays Sophia, are great in their roles. Hannah has a lot of wordless expressions which root her as a strong female character and not just a damsel in distress in this movie. Sam, on the other hand, is the star of the film, with a lot of gunfights, close quarter combat and a lot of dialogue. He doesn't have a whole lot of emotions to convey, which is a defining trait of his character, and that is well depicted. As a villain, Ruby Rose, who plays Grace, is nice. Not the typical villain, but one who is used by her government into doing bad things and then branded the villain. Her smile is the highlight of her character, and I liked her throughout the movie, except in the last conflict with Tom. Andy Serkis is in the movie as well, and he doesn't play an over-the-top maniacal character that we saw him portray in Black Panther. He is a seasoned special ops guy, and he has no compunction or doubt deterring him from doing what he has to do, right or wrong. This is a recurring theme in the whole movie. There is no actual evil. It is all grey. People are murdering other people, often without any remorse or even a second thought. But it all goes as the teams are at war. I cannot compare the movie to the source material, having not read the novel myself, but I did find the movie on its own accord stand its ground as a nice action thriller. With the flaws and the missed opportunities, I still like this movie and I may watch it, the good parts of the movie again. I would give SAS Rise of the Black Swan 6.5 thumbs ups out of 10, and I'll be looking forward to the sequels. Adaptations of novels or comic books have time and again proven to be better entertainers than most of the original screenplays that we have witnessed over the last few years. Do let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. If you like this review, please leave a thumbs up and do share it with all your friends. This is all from my side for today. I'll be back with another review or a different video on another topic. Till that time, stay tuned to the Versatile Tinsel Talk and keep the discussion going on social media with the handles and the links that you see. You were with Dr. Abhinav Atul, and it is my pride and privilege to be able to connect with you through this video. Namaskar. While you are still on YouTube, how about you check out this video which YouTube thinks you would like. And right here in this playlist link, you will find all my Tinsel Talk videos.